Hi all, Hipper here. Today we are taking out the Hipper again, and this time we earned the most difficult medal in the game, which is the Solo Warrior. So first the setup here, aiming systems and double rudder, which means rudder in slot 2 and 3. And we have a main battery mod in the last slot. Of course I have sonar, because that is wonderful, 5.6 kilometers. And just look at maneuverability here, 2.4 rudder and just about 38 knots. So I run Lutyens with Müller as an inspiration along with Baltimore, and I have Ingenious, I have full speed ahead, I have Velocious, I have steer clear, and I have fully packed. And that is, like I always say, my standard agile build for Hipper and Prince Eugen. So here we are on Hotspot, and this is a really good map for Hipper if you get this spawn here. If you spawn at sea, it's a lot more difficult because there's a lot less hiding places inside the cap at sea. Actually, there's nearly none, and there's actually quite a difficult cap to take in a Hipper. So here at B, it's much easier. So I just do what I always do and head in, and then I support the destroyers when we get in there with my sonar and of course my HE and torps. So in this particular game, I actually have 2 destroyers moving in with me, which is nice. They don't last long though, but it's always good to have company in the cap. And we have 2 battleships out here on the horizon. The other one will show up soon, and actually 3 battleships will turn up. So I'm just trying to get a fire on this King George here while I'm heading in, and then trying to be unspotted at the same time. Now just have a look at this Florida here behind the King George, and when I saw his game attack I was laughing. And if you've seen Ace Ventura, you know exactly why I find it funny. So if you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend it. So the battle before this, I actually had most of the same guys on my team, and that battle didn't go very well. So this battle here I'm being a lot more careful. That's why I'm playing in a very atypical me way. I'm being very careful because I know these guys aren't gonna last long. And the best thing I can do is to just set up shop in this cap here and hold it for as long as possible. So because this battle here is so relatively uneventful and quite boring, frankly, except for the last part, I'm just gonna speed it up for you here because nobody wants to sit and watch a Hipper guard a cap for 10 minutes. I mean, that is at least that's not my idea of fun. And I can tell you what I was doing here pretty quickly, easily. I was just making sure the battleships weren't entering the cap, actually, because I cannot really take them on. There are 3 of them and a destroyer, so obviously I have to wait for them to make a move, which they actually never did. So there's no need to sit through that. So like I said, the Reds are being very timid here, and we're getting a little bit of action now, because a destroyer actually gets spotted here. So I'm trying to help the Mars out here, but I really think that he should have this covered. I mean, he is in one of the best gunboat DDs out there, and he still manages to lose to the Hyudachi here, which is puzzling. And well, I shouldn't be too quick. I'm a terrible shot here, or he is very good at dodging. I don't know, but I don't get many hits in on this Hyudachi here. And I guess this must be the battle of the funny game attacks, because this guy's name is probably gonna win. And obviously, since I get a solo warrior in this battle here, he's not winning. And I remember I played this guy before. Don't remember how well he did though. So like I said, I'm still sitting in here and just guarding the cap, waiting for the battleships to make a move. Because the longer I can stay in here, the more points we're going to gather. And so far, we're actually holding out quite nicely here. My team haven't been steamrolled yet, like last time, but it starts now when the Mars dies here. And things just start to go downhill. So we'll just speed it up again now. So again, all that's going on here is just me guarding the cap, basically. And trying to figure out where the destroyer is hiding. And see my battleship there, just walking straight out into a rain of torpedoes, and of course getting sunk. So yeah, we're down to 3 versus, well, 6 now, which is unfortunate, of course. But now the destroyer actually enters the cap, and we get a little bit of action here finally with the 5 minutes left of the game. Now in Hibber I spend a lot of time in situations like this, where I am basically sitting somewhere with my sonar on and waiting to ambush someone, destroyer, battleship, cruiser, whatever. And that's why I think that Hibber is so superior to Prince Eugen now, because you have the improved damage output after the buff, and you can also equip your sonar at the same time. So yeah, you miss out on 2 kilometer torp range and a little bit of hit points, but in the greater scheme of things, Hibber is still vastly superior to Prince Eugen now. So I'm just gonna go over here and see if I can find this destroyer here. My sonar hasn't run out, but I don't want to be a sitting duck sitting there. And I'm also going to take on this Florida here, because he keeps lurking out there, and I really need him to pretty much just go away. Now I know that Yudachi just fired torps, so I'm betting that he doesn't have another torp reloader. So I'm just going to go and see if I can find him. And as soon as the Florida becomes unspotted, I'm going to take that on. And then I'm going to go back and hide in my cap after that. That is the plan anyway. So here we have him, Quinso Ocha, and he's finally unspotted and 1/3 health. So we're going to use this time here where he's reloading his guns to show broadside and turn. Because you saw the Yudachi is behind the mountain, so he is not able to hit me with anything. And the Florida is on reload, so there's nothing to fear here. So I'm going to use my usual tactic here of firing torps. First from the, in this case, first from the left, and then from the right, and then from the left. If you do it that way, it's really hard for the battleships to avoid them, even if they start reversing. So now I'm setting up to fire my other launcher here, and I'm just going to fire one, because I want to keep one in reserve in case I get very, very close, which it looks like I will here. And just setting up another shot from the left launcher here, again, just to make it difficult for this guy here to do anything about it. And that is the end of Quinso Ocha. So good game, man, and I love the gamer tag. So if you're watching this video, please give me a message or something. So we are up on points here, and I realized there's about 2.5 minutes left. So I'm just gonna go and run for it now. All the enemy ships look like they are very, very far away from me. And I haven't been paying attention much in this game. I don't know when the last time they were spotted was. So I'm just assuming it wasn't that long ago. So instead of simply running away or sitting behind this mountain here and being a total bore, I am going to head into B again. Especially because the destroyer decides to try to cap it here in the end. And I don't want him to win on points when I am this close to pulling this off here. So that's why I don't sit here in this little cove here. I could do that, and I could probably ride out the 1.5 minutes. But I choose to go in here into B and make sure the destroyer doesn't take the cap. It's risky, yes, but it's also a little bit more interesting than just sitting behind this mountain here and waiting for time to run out, basically. So I'm certain this guy here, the probably gonna win guy, is firing torps my way. So obviously I'm not gonna storm into the cap here. I'm just gonna slow down before that. And my sonar already picked up the torps beforehand. And then I have kind of a nasty surprise in here, because the Champagne has already made it into the cap, and there's another battleship only a few kilometers behind him. So I need to make it into cover, and I need to do it quickly. And luckily, the fast reloading torps here on Hibber, they are back. So we'll give this Champagne here a few torps to play with. And this is This is why I have never taken the Champagne out more than a few times, because I think it's a horrible battleship. Like, it's sitting here, it has a broadside cruiser right in front of it, and it only has 3 shells to make count, and it doesn't do anything. It's just a bad ship. Horrible ship, in my opinion. So, 8 seconds left, and I'm in a pretty good position here. Just have to wait for the time to run out. And they had every opportunity to kill me, but they didn't. And that's a solo warrior right there. Not a real one where I take out all the last 4 ships on the team, but it is a solo warrior nonetheless, and also not the arena solo warrior, which is far too easy to get. Much easier than standard. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.